she's here.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Free Training Friday today. It's great to see you all here. Just going to wait a few more minutes just to make sure we have everybody who wants to join before we get started. Today, we're going to be joined by Sarah, a member of the Ekos team. And Sarah's going to walk through some of their awesome inventory and accounting practices and some great features that they have on their software that work very well with Commerce7. So I'm just going to wait just a few more minutes here. Sarah's just connecting to the Zoom meeting here, and then we'll also just wait for a few last customers trickling in. Awesome. Okay, so I see Sarah, you've connected now. So I just would like, if you want to introduce yourself, you can go ahead and do that now before I get started here.
Hi guys, I'm Sarah. I'm from Ekos. We're a business management software for wineries, and we have an exciting integration with Commerce7. So I'm excited to join you guys here today.
Awesome, great. So I'll just do a quick demo of our inventory offering that we do have on Commerce7 now, and then we'll pass over the host to Sarah, and Sarah's going to go ahead and demo Ekos for us so that we can see the awesome features that they have as well. Awesome. That's our agenda for today. So we'll overview Commerce7's inventory, and then we'll have our Ekos demo, like I mentioned, and then we'll do a Q&A. Awesome. So now we'll navigate over to the admin panel when you're first setting up your inventory. So one of the first things that you want to make sure is set up within Commerce7 when you are first getting started is your inventory locations. So when you navigate to the settings in your admin panel, you will first select locations. And here you can see a list of all of your locations for your winery. So it's important to note that you're able to add as many inventory locations as you wish. But for the first three options here, for your web shipping option, your inbound shipping option, and your club shipping option, you can only have one location for each of those options. And for your pickup location, you're able to have as many as you'd like. So your winery customers can come pick up their wine wherever they would like. So that's the first part of your setup for your inventory. Additionally, you're going to want to make sure that your products are set up within your store as well. So you can see here that I have a list of populated products just in my test site. Of course, yours will be specific to your brand. And here you're just going to want to make sure that your specific products are populated before finalizing your inventory. And then you'll navigate over to the inventory section within the store. And here you can see a list of every single specific SKU that you have within your winery. So on this page, there's quite a lot of information. So here you'll see the product title, the SKU, the location where this inventory is specifically is referencing. And then you can also see the inventory if it's turned on or off here. There's the available for sale calculation in quantities, and then there's the reserve quantities, the allocated quantities. I'll get into what these specifically mean in just a moment. And then you can also see the specific inventory policy, whether it's on back order or don't sell. I'll also overview that in just a moment. And then you can specify if you would like an email notification if this inventory falls below a certain level. So the available for sale count is at around, is what you have available for your customers to purchase. So this quantity is anything that you wish to input here, but this is what your quantity would be if say one customer went onto your winery and purchased 10,000, that's what they would be able to buy. The reserve count is for two purposes. So firstly, if you have a quantity in here and you're also using ship compliant. So if there is a compliance check on these wines, they will fall into the reserve category. Additionally, the reserve category can be used to maybe save a few bottles of wine for an event that you have in the summer or a specific reason that you might not want those available for sale. And then lastly, your allocated category is wines that have been purchased but not yet fulfilled. So these wines have been bought and the sale has been finalized, but you have not delivered this to your customer yet. So it's either waiting to be shipped or waiting to be picked up. And that's where you'll see these wines in the allocated area. This is not to be confused with our allocated tools for your wines. This is just a separate determination. So here within this section, you can filter by if the inventory is on or off. And then the system will populate based on what you've selected. Same with your inventory policy. So for the don't sell policy, once the available for sale count gets to 0, there will be no purchases allowed further with that specific wine. If the back order policy is what's selected, then the customer will be able to purchase if the available for sale count is at 0. So that's something that you'll want to discuss with your team to make sure that you have the correct inventory policy for each specific SKU. And then additionally, you can filter by other filters as well. So available for sale numbers, reserve numbers, allocated quantities, and then inventory locations as well. So if you click into an individual SKU here, there's some adjustments that you can make. So here in this drop-down menu, you have the option to reset inventory, adjust inventory, transfer inventory, turn inventory off, adjust your inventory policy, or adjust your inventory notification. So if you're resetting your inventory, it's just simply entering whichever quantity that you wish in both your reserve and your available for sale, and then selecting reset inventory. If you're adjusting your inventory, you can either add or subtract from your available for sale or your reserved quantities. And you can specify the amount that you wish to add or subtract for both of those options. To transfer your inventory, you can specify the location that you would be moving the inventory from. And you can select either from available for sale or from the reserve count. And then you are moving this inventory to the warehouse, for example. So you can select which inventory location that you will be moving your inventory from and to, and then specifically from which section of your inventory, the available for sale or the reserve. And then here you can specify what amount you're wishing to transfer. And then again, transfer inventory. To turn your inventory off for this specific SKU, it's as simple as toggling this option, turn inventory off. To adjust your inventory policy, it's as simple as toggling here. And to adjust your inventory notification, you would just select whichever quantity you would like to be notified when this inventory level reaches this amount, and then you would receive an email notification at that point. So that is a very high-level overview of our inventory system here within Commerce7 and what we do have available with our tools. There are some other functionalities that you can use within our inventory, but this is just a basic overview. But I will now pass it off to Sarah here, who can get into some great specifics that you can find within the Ekos functionality as well.
Thank you, Margaret. I'm going to share my screen. So what I'm going to do here is go through a few slides just to give a little bit of a background of Ekos and who we are, and then I'll take it into a demo of how we integrate with Commerce7 and our inventory management system that leads into Commerce7. Now, we are a business management software for craft beverages. We work with breweries, wineries, cider, but with our wine, we do call it the grape to glass process. So we're even going to help manage with your harvest and intake all the way through the inventory management, production management, case goods inventory, sales, and accounting. And our sales and accounting pieces are helped by integrations with QuickBooks and Commerce7. This is a diagram that will show you a little bit more on how we bring all of your data into one place. We know that you can be a little siloed and have a lot of different programs that you're working with. You might have to spend a lot of time duplicating that data across different programs. With Ekos, we want to pull all of that into one system. And we're really excited to announce at the bottom bullet here our Series B investment we received at the end of last year, $29 million, that we are able to push into more integrations and developing our product even further. This is going to be that picture of how we plan to develop with our new investment. You'll see this blue block over here, Ekos Core, our inventory and production management. And then we've got our integration with Commerce7 that helps support you guys with your e-commerce, your direct-to-consumer sales, pulling from your base inventory in Ekos. We have our B2B solution with Ekos Order Hub. So that's going to help you with your wholesale and into the retailers. Got over 17,000 users across a variety of different beverage and product types currently. We're in over 27 countries, but the majority of our customers are in the United States, and we're based in North Carolina. This is going to be our 4 main pillars of Ekos. We've got inventory, production, sales, and accounting. Now, for the purpose of this call today, we're really just going to take a look at the inventory and sales piece, but we'll have that full inventory management, and we have our sales with our B2B, our Ekos Order Hub, and our integration with Commerce7 for your direct-to-consumer. One of the value adds from Ekos is our data management. We're going to be costing all of your items from that inventory with your raw ingredients, harvest, and intake. So by keeping track of all of your costs of all those raw ingredients and packaging materials, we're able to give a real-time cost of goods sold on all of your products. This is really helpful for when you are selling, whether wholesale or direct-to-consumer. You know how you want to price that product and how to make those decisions with your vendors going forward. Another key piece that I want to highlight here is our inventory management and forecasting. So we will keep track of everything from that harvest and your raw ingredients through inventory receipts and purchase orders that you can send out of Ekos. But then we also are going to have all of your finished goods and case goods inventory as we go through that production and packaging process. You'll be able to track which products destined for wine club or for direct to consumer and retail. You'll also be able to organize and classify products destined for wholesale. And you'll be able to have a real-time view of how much you've got, what locations it's in at any time. We are cloud-based. You can log in from anywhere and see exactly what you've got on hand and available to sell. With our sales enablement piece here, this is going to be your sales and CRM. You're going to be able to organize your leads and customer information, track order history, and create your invoices for your wholesale customers right out of Ekos. If you do use QuickBooks for your accounting software or Xero, you're able to integrate here and keep a real-time invoice and order history along with the customer account. With our B2B portal, this is going to be what we'll build out to represent your product. So each of our customers will have their own customer-facing portal where they can list their product by minimum and maximum, by packaging type, and you can take pre-orders. So you know exactly how much you want to allocate to the order hub. And you can assign groups by distributors or by region and manage specific price lists in those groups so that each distributor or each customer can only see what you've allocated to the order hub. This is going to funnel all of these sales orders into Ekos as a draft invoice. So then you can post that invoice to QuickBooks and inventory, and it will reserve that inventory when that draft invoice comes in. It's pretty similar to our integration with Commerce7. It's on the wholesale side. With our accounting integrations, we've got QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, and Xero. This is going to be done in Ekos onboarding, or if you're already using Ekos and you're not using one of these integrations, we can easily set this up for you. We will build out a chart of accounts in Ekos that maps to your chart of accounts in your accounting software. It's going to save you a lot of time that you might be having to spend in QuickBooks and then back in Ekos, or jumping through several different programs. We'll pull all of your relevant information from QuickBooks directly into Ekos. So just having to work out of that one program here. And with the online QuickBooks and Xero, it'll be an automatic sync every couple of hours. With desktop, you'll just have to trigger that sync with a button we recommend once a day. And with our Commerce7 integration, this is another piece of us helping our customers save time and keep all their data in one place. We've got several different benefits here. With using Commerce7 and Ekos together, you're going to be able to deplete your inventory from Ekos. So you're going to obviously managing everything in Ekos from your raw ingredients inventory, and then as Margaret mentioned, you're managing your wine club inventory in Commerce7. We can map those together so that when you make those sales in Commerce7, it's depleting from your Ekos inventory. We are also creating that invoice to post into QuickBooks. So all three of these pieces are working together in real time, and you'll be able to pull in all that sales data for our reports as well. Ekos has over 150 pre-built reports. We do have several reports that are built specifically for this, but you can also add a filter or build a custom report to help you decide which products you want to continue to list on your wine club, see how you want to mess around with those variety packs, whatever you want to do. You can pull those reports into Ekos, and it's also going to save you that time from pushing these invoices into QuickBooks. Being able to know exactly what you've got on hand, which inventory is reserved for your wine club, which inventory is reserved for your tasting room is of course really important. Being able to manage this through our integration here. And then our insights for our reporting. So we will be able to pull that sales data in real time from Commerce7 as well as from your tasting room. We're also going to be able to track these items for your TTB reports and your state tax reports. We'll flag everything as we are entering it into the inventory, and then you can run a report, whether it's monthly, annually, quarterly. We'll be able to populate those reports for you and classify by a sales channel. And lastly here, before I take us into the demo itself, I want to show you a little bit about how Ekos works with Commerce7 and QuickBooks. We're going to be that hub in the center. So pulling in the information from Commerce7, all of your transactions, depleting your inventory, and all of your payment types, recording that information in Ekos for your reports and to deplete the inventory. We're also pushing that information into your accounting software to post that invoice. Pull into Ekos. Now this is going to be a little bit more high level since we're just going through the inventory side of it and the integration side of it. But are you able to see my facility view here? Great. So this is customized to your location when we get you onboarded. So what we do first is we get that sketch from you of your floor plan, where all of your equipment is, your tanks, storage locations, whether you have everything on one site, you've got different production locations, different tasting rooms. We can track all of that in Ekos. So you'll be able to keep a quick overview of what's going on in your business. So we've got a tank here. We can take a look and see what product is in progress. We can take a look at our storage totes and see what crush we have available. We would have pulled this in through our harvest feature. And we can take a look in our other storage locations, and we're going to see some of the inventory that we have on hand. This isn't the only way that you can view your inventory, but this is that quick, easy way as you're walking around to be able to view what we've got. So we've got a few 60 cases of Cabernet Sauvignon 2017. I've got single bottles of red blend, and I can transfer these from our facility view. This is going to help you with that real-time inventory management. We can also keep track of all of our barrels and barrel rooms. If you have a specific location dedicated for your wine club or your e-commerce, you can build that out, and we'll keep track of all of your cases and bottles that are located there as well. That's our facility view. And our homepage, as you log in, you're going to see that grape to glass process. So we'll be able to start pulling in your ingredients with Harvest. We'll manage your purchase orders and inventory receipts. You're going to be able to plan and forecast how you're going to use that equipment, forecasting all of your inventory management by syncing together the data that we get from Commerce7 and your wholesale invoices that are pulling in what's being removed from the system in sales, what's being added into our system by production and finished lots. That's going to be here. We have our planning and we have our forecasting page. You'll see everything that we've got on hand. You can sort these down by item class, but you'll see your work in progress here on the left. We've got our packaged wine. We have our raw ingredients and packaging materials. Now, with our packaged wine, you can see I've got this orange notification up here. That's because I had set a reorder threshold to let me know that I don't ever want to have less than 500 bottles on hand of this Cabernet Sauvignon. So when it drops below, it's going to give me that notification. It's also going to send me an alert up here so that I know I need to check with my production team or make an adjustment in my invoices because I've dropped below my desired inventory on hand. And if you have a raw ingredient that drops below that reorder threshold, that would let you know it's time to go ahead and send that next purchase order. This is mapped out currently monthly, but you can click in and do weekly and even daily view. For our finished goods inventory, you're going to be able to manage only all of your case goods, not going to be distracted with all of your work in progress, packaging materials. You'll see what we've got by packaging type and by type itself. You'll be able to see your quantity available and your location. So let's take a look at our Cabernet. We'll be able to see the quantities that we have at each of these locations. So I've got my e-commerce wine club storage here, and I have 500 bottles in my e-commerce storage. This is also that inventory that's going to sync into your e-commerce integration. When we take a search through, you can also view your production components for each of these inventories. You'll be able to view inventory receipts, journal entries, and all the information that you could need for that specific product type. Now, on our B2B portal, that's going to be our order hub. So we'll build this out, and this will pull from that finished goods inventory as well. So you've assigned some of your inventory to your tasting room. You might have some sitting in storage, and you've assigned some to your e-commerce. What you want for wholesale, you'll assign to the order hub. Now, when you invite your users to Order Hub, you would only invite your distributors or your customer accounts. Not everyone will have access to your prices. You'll have specific price lists added to each of those groups. And when they log in, they'll be able to see what you've chosen for them to see at the pricing you've set for that specific user. We've seen a really strong user adoption from distributors and customers. This is exciting here. Very easy to add to cart. And then when we submit this, it will come back through into your Ekos instance as a draft invoice. And the rest of that invoice process is going to just follow your standard shipment and delivery. Now, with our e-commerce, Commerce7 integration here, we will first set up the integration by mapping all of your products from your e-commerce inventory to your Ekos inventory. So just like Margaret showed us with your Commerce7 inventory list, we're going to map all of your items. This is something that our team will set up for you. But we need to make sure that everything has a mirroring item so that when you take those transactions in Commerce7, it's going to automatically and accurately pull the inventory from Ekos as well. So we'll map all of your items for you. And then what we'll do next is, as we have each day of sales, we sync all of our information. We're going to pull all of that data into Ekos. So this is going to be our transactions from that day. We can see, all right, we sold 2 cases of Pinot Grigio. We sold a case of Cabernet. And then we're going to be able to see our payment types. So it would break it down by MasterCard, Discover, Cash, all of your different payment types here, our taxes, any discounts, and tips. This is also going to be pushed into QuickBooks. One easy step. Now, lastly, our reports. So as we are managing your inventory and sales through Commerce7, QuickBooks, and Ekos, we want to be able to make decisions with all of the data that we're collecting. So here we've got over 150 pre-built reports, but each of these have their own filter sets that you can adjust. We can also build custom reports for you. So we've got a few different point of sale reports just to help you manage that daily transactions. We've also got some sales by sales channel reports. So those are the ones that I would recommend using for your Commerce7 integration, your point of sale reports, and we would run your Commerce7 information there, or our sales by channel. Also got our cost of goods by channel as well, so you can see exactly what everything that's gone through Commerce7 is costing you, and kind of compare, how you make those product decisions. And lastly, our dashboard. So for the reports that you use most often, you can pin these to a dashboard. Each one of your users can have their own dashboard, but we've got a couple of examples here with finished goods on hand, maybe a customer revenue, top 10 customers per year, volume package this month. We've got a few different examples of reports, but again, this can all be customized so that you can see exactly what you want to see on hand. And each of your customers or each of your users will be able to have their own report. And this is a great piece to use on our mobile apps. You can log in and see what you've got on hand anywhere that you are. Now that's all I have here for the demo with our high-level integration. We do have so many other pieces that Ekos can provide for production and the sales and accounting pieces. So if there's anything else that you guys would like to see, you can definitely reach out and we can set something up to go through it in a little bit more depth.
Awesome. Yeah, Sarah, we'll do a question and answer period as well right now. So if any of our customers have any questions for you, they'll go ahead and ask right now. And we can also answer any Commerce7 platform questions as well if anybody joined specifically for that. So please let us know if you have any questions at all.
Yeah, nothing in the chat right now.
Awesome. Okay. I guess that means there's no questions. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Sarah. It was a great demo, and it's awesome to see the wonderful capabilities that Ekos has to offer. Oh, sorry, Marianne's asking, what versions of QuickBooks will this work with?
So this will work with, Ekos will work with QuickBooks Desktop, so your enterprise as well, any version of QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online. And then we also integrate with Xero, which is another accounting software.
Awesome.
We've got a few different options. So we have 3 different tiers, and we'll base them around your facility and the needs, the features that you need to use. How old of a version? Do you know which one specifically you have and that you're using? I can check and see. We haven't had any issues with an old old version of QuickBooks Desktop, we're typically able to map it out. All right, yeah, let me check really fast for you. And back to the pricing question, we will map out what your needs are. We'll typically do a call, figure out which features are most important to you, and then we'll see which tier you align with. And there's a little bit of quote customization there, but they range from $349 per month is the lowest, and it kind of scales from there. Let's see, I'm not getting an answer back from my team about the 2012 yet, Marianne, but hopefully they'll pop back on to me quickly. Are there any other questions while I get that answer?
Yeah, and we can also pass along Marianne's contact info for follow-up after if you don't get the answer right away. Yeah, might be a good way to handle that.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm sorry, I don't have that one off the top of my head.
No problem. Marianne, do you want to just throw your email address into the chat there, and then Sarah can follow up with you that way? Perfect.
All right. I've got that, Marianne. So if I don't find out here in the next minute or so, I will send you over an email with the answer as well.
Awesome. Great. I don't think anybody else has any questions, but we'll wait another couple of seconds here, just in case, the last stragglers. Awesome. Okay, I think we're good to wrap it up. Oh, Larissa, what is the best way to mark off our bottles for tasting bars? Are you asking that in Commerce7 specifically, Larissa? Yes, okay.
Yeah, I think in Commerce7, we recommend using metadata or order tags and create $0 guest orders. You know, price override the wine that you want to deplete from the inventory for pours, and then tag those using an order tag and label it, and then do a reporting on that tag afterwards. I think that's a general strategy that a lot of our wineries are using, is just labeling it using tags or metadata, and yeah, labeling that at the time of the processing. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're good to wrap it up. If you guys have any other questions, please send them over to support or send them over to Ekos as well if you have any specific questions about their platform. Thank you all so much for joining us today. It was great to have you. Okay. Marianne, send us a support question about that, and then we'll reach out to make sure we can clear that up with you. Yeah, just before we end the call, I just want to make sure. So we'll talk to you about that offline if that's all right. We can troubleshoot with you on that. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks Sarah.
so much
everyone.
for joining, Sarah. It was great. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.